Welcome to Shadow Warefare, a channel created for those who understand that life is not only physical, but deeply spiritual. This is a place for warriors who are tired of silent battles, unexplained attacks, mysterious sicknesses, and cycles that refuse to break. Warefare exists to expose hidden spiritual battles and to equip you with prayer, truth, and authority so you can stand strong when darkness tries to invade your body, your mind, and your destiny. Today's message is not entertainment. It is not theory. It is spiritual ammunition. The topic before us is intense, controversial, and absolutely necessary. The 5 prayers that break every witchcraft sickness instantly. Before you scroll away, before doubt creeps into your mind, let me ask you something real. Have you ever been sick in a way doctors could not explain? Have you ever felt pain move from one place to another with no medical reason? Have you ever taken medication, followed instructions, yet something still felt off, heavy or spiritually draining? Have you ever woken up exhausted after dreaming of attacks, chases, animal shadows, or familiar faces harming you? If any of this sounds familiar, then this message is not random. You didn't find Shadow Warefare by accident. You were led here. Many people are fighting sickness on the physical level alone, while the root of the problem exists in the spiritual realm. And until that root is confronted, cut, and burned, the sickness keeps returning under different names. Today we are going to pray prayers that don't beg, that don't whisper, that don't negotiate with darkness. These are prayers spoken from authority, alignment, and spiritual understanding. As you listen, I want you to do 3 things. First, listen with an open spirit. Second, speak the prayers out loud when the time comes. Third, understand that fear has no permission here. Fear is how witchcraft survives. Authority is how it dies. Witchcraft sickness is real whether people believe it or not. It manifests as strange illnesses, sudden weakness, chronic pain, mental confusion, emotional heaviness, recurring nightmares, unexplained fatigue, and cycles of recovery and relapse that make no sense. Witchcraft sickness is designed to wear you down slowly, to drain your joy, to distract you from purpose, and to make you question your faith, your strength, and sometimes even your sanity. But hear this clearly. No matter how long it has lasted, no matter who sent it, no matter how deeply it has settled, it is not stronger than the authority you carry when you stand in truth. The reason many prayers fail is not because God is weak, but because people pray without understanding their position. They ask as victims instead of speaking as warriors. They hope instead of command. They plead instead of enforce. Today that changes. The first prayer is a prayer of separation and exposure. Witchcraft sickness survives in hidden connections. It feeds on unbroken spiritual access. So before you attack it, you must separate from it. This is not emotional. This is legal in the spiritual realm. Speak this with firmness, not anger, but certainty. Say it like you know you are heard. I declare that every sickness operating in my body that is not from God is exposed by light. I separate myself from every altar, every spoken word, every ritual, every object, every dream, every covenant, and every personality connected to this sickness. I reject it. I renounce it. I disconnect from it completely. I am not its host. I am not its home. I am not its permission. Every hidden root is exposed now, and every secret access point is shut permanently. When you speak this prayer, something important happens. You are removing legal ground. Darkness cannot stay where it has no permission. Many people try to cast out sickness without first cutting the cord that feeds it. That is why it returns. Separation weakens it. Exposure terrifies. The second prayer is a prayer of authority over the body. Witchcraft sickness often targets the body because the body listens. Words shape flesh. Fear programs cells. Faith reprograms them. Your body is not confused, it responds to command, so now you speak to it directly. I speak to my body and I declare alignment with divine order. Every organ, every system, every nerve, every cell come into obedience now. Any foreign presence, any planted affliction, any programmed pain, you are not authorized to remain. I command you to leave now. Not slowly, not later, now. My body rejects you. My blood rejects you. My breath rejects you. I reclaim my body as sacred ground. This prayer is not symbolic, it is instructional. You are giving your body new instructions. Witchcraft sickness survives by hijacking natural systems. When you speak authority, those systems reset. The third prayer is a prayer of fire and reversal. Witchcraft sickness is often sent intentionally, whether through jealousy, hatred, obsession, or manipulation, and while you do not need to know who sent it, you must refuse to carry. This prayer sends it back to the void where it belongs, neutralized and powerless. Every sickness sent into my life through witchcraft is consumed by divine fire now. I do not return it to any person. I do not carry it in silence. I command it to dissolve completely. Any assignment attached to it is cancelled. Any monitoring spirit is blinded. Any reinforcement is blocked. What was sent to harm me is broken beyond repair. Notice this is not revenge. This is neutralization. You are not attacking a person. You are destroying an assignment. That distinction matters spiritually. The fourth prayer is a prayer of restoration and replacement. Darkness hates empty spaces. If you remove sickness and leave nothing behind, something else will try to enter. So now you fill the space intentionally. I receive restoration in every area where sickness tried to live. Strength replaces weakness. Clarity replaces confusion. Peace replaces heaviness. Life flows freely in me again. I receive renewal in my mind, renewal in my body, renewal in my spirit. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Nothing stolen remains unrecovered. This prayer seals healing. It prevents relapse. Restoration is not just feeling better, it is returning to original design. The fifth prayer is a prayer of sealing and protection. This is where many people stop too early. They get relief but not defense. Witchcraft sickness often returns to check if the door is still open. This prayer locks it permanently. I seal my body, my mind, my sleep, and my atmosphere. No sickness formed against me will prosper. No word spoken against my health will manifest. No dream, no object, no ritual, no shadow has access to me again. I am protected, covered, and untouchable. This victory is permanent. As you listen to this, you may feel sensations. Heat, release, emotion, tears, lightness, or even sudden fatigue. Do not be afraid. That is your system adjusting. That is resistance leaving. I want you to understand something very important. What you are hearing is not motivational language, and it is not religious performance. This is spiritual mechanics. There are laws in the unseen realm, just as real as gravity in the physical world. Witchcraft sickness operates because certain laws are exploited: silence, ignorance, fear, and unchallenged access. When those laws are broken, the sickness loses its structure and collapses. Many people ask why some sicknesses leave instantly while others linger. It is not about how powerful the sickness is, it is about how deeply it was normalized. Witchcraft sickness often hides by blending in. It convinces people that what they are experiencing is normal, genetic, stress-related, or something they must learn to live with. Once you accept it as normal, you stop fighting it. And what you stop fighting, you start feeding. This is why awareness alone already weakens it. Right now, as you listen, something is already shifting. Darkness does not like to be observed. It thrives in secrecy. The moment you bring light, it becomes unstable. Let's go deeper. Witchcraft sickness often enters through doors people underestimate. Emotional trauma, unresolved grief, betrayal, sexual encounters, envy from close circles, words spoken over you repeatedly, dreams you ignored, objects gifted with bad intentions, ancestral patterns you never questioned. None of these mean you are weak. They mean you are human. But once you know, responsibility replaces innocence, and responsibility brings power. Some of you listening have been strong for too long. You didn't complain. You didn't rest. You carried everyone else while your own strength drained quietly. Witchcraft sickness loves people like that because it feeds on endurance without boundaries. It waits until exhaustion lowers resistance. That is why the healing must also address your soul, not just your body. Right now, I want you to breathe slowly and deep, not because this is meditation, but because breath is authority. Breath is life. When sickness attacks, it tries to shorten your breath, shallow your rest, tighten your chest. You reclaim breath. You reclaim control. There is another layer to breaking witchcraft sickness, and this one is crucial. You must break agreement. Agreement is not always spoken. Sometimes it is internal. Thoughts like, this will never go away. This runs in my family. This is my cross to bear. I'll manage it forever. These are not neutral thoughts. They are contracts. Witchcraft feeds on agreement more than rituals. So now, listen carefully and speak this from your core. I break every agreement I made knowingly or unknowingly with sickness, every word I spoke in weakness, every thought I accepted in fear, every conclusion I drew in pain. I revoke it now. I replace it with truth. I am not bound. I am not cursed. I am not stuck. I am free, and my body responds to freedom. This prayer cuts self-sabotage at the root. Many people unknowingly keep sickness alive with their inner language. Change the language, change the outcome. Now let's talk about symptoms that move, disappear, then return stronger. This is a classic sign of spiritual manipulation. When sickness moves, it is testing. When it returns stronger, it is intimidating. It wants you to believe resistance is useless. But that behavior actually reveals fear on its side. Something that is secure does not test. Something that is losing ground does. So when symptoms shift after prayer, do not panic. Do not over-monitor your body. Over-monitoring is surveillance, and surveillance feeds anxiety. Instead, hold your position. Authority is not emotional. Authority is stable. Speak this quietly or loudly, but firmly. Even if symptoms change, I do not change my stance. I stand in victory. I do not negotiate with sensations. I do not chase feelings. I remain anchored in truth. Whatever is leaving will finish leaving. There is also the matter of dreams. Many witchcraft sicknesses are reinforced through dreams. Dreams of eating strange food, being chased, being bitten, having relations with unknown figures, receiving gifts, seeing deceased relatives speak to you, being in dirty water, losing shoes, or waking up exhausted. These dreams are not random. They are maintenance operations. If you don't shut them down, the sickness keeps getting updates. So now we shut that door. I declare that my sleep is protected. No dream will be used to attack my health again. Any spiritual activity entering my rest is blocked. My dreams are cleansed. My nights are peaceful. My body restores fully while I sleep. Some of you will notice that after this, your dreams change immediately. Lighter, quieter, or even blank for a while. That is a good sign. Silence in the spirit means interference has stopped. Now let me address something sensitive but necessary. Sometimes witchcraft sickness is tied to people you love, family, friends, partners, mentors. That does not mean they are consciously harming you, but emotional bonds can become channels. Jealousy mixed with closeness is dangerous. Love mixed with control is dangerous. Unresolved resentment mixed with proximity is dangerous. This is why distance sometimes brings healing, not because the person is evil, but because the channel must close. You do not need confrontation. You need boundaries. Say this with maturity, not bitterness. I close every unhealthy channel in my life. Any relationship that drains my health without my awareness is corrected now. I receive clarity, discernment, and peace. I choose connections that strengthen me. This prayer does not isolate you. It filters your environment. Healing needs clean surroundings. Now understand this. Witchcraft sickness often makes people impatient. It makes you rush solutions, try everything at once, obsess over symptoms, search endlessly online, compare yourself to others. That chaos weakens your center. Calm is a weapon. Stability is resistance. You are not behind. You are not late. Your healing is not fragile. It is unfolding with precision. Right now, I want you to imagine your body not as a battlefield, but as reclaimed territory, order returning, systems syncing, strength flowing, no strain, no force, just alignment. There is one more powerful declaration before we move forward. What attacked me did not define me. What tried to weaken me did not finish me. I rise whole. I remain whole. I move forward untouched. If you feel emotional right now, let it happen. Release is not weakness. It is exit. We are not done yet. In the next part, we will go even deeper into maintaining freedom, preventing re-entry, and understanding why some people around you change once you heal. As we move forward, I want you to stay present, not rushed, not distracted. This is not something you consume quickly and move on from. This is something you let sink into your system. Healing that lasts is not frantic. It is settled, it is rooted, it is confident. One of the most misunderstood parts of breaking witchcraft sickness is what happens after relief begins. Many people think the battle is over the moment symptoms reduce, but freedom has a maintenance phase. Not because the sickness is strong, but because your nervous system, your mind, and even your identity must adjust to life without constant attack. When you have lived under pressure for a long time, peace can feel unfamiliar. Sometimes people unknowingly recreate stress because it feels normal. This is why healing must also retrain your sense of normal. You are allowed to feel good without fear. You are allowed to wake up without checking for pain. You are allowed to plan your future without calculating your limitations. The sickness trained you to expect interruption. Now you retrain yourself to expect continuity. Say this slowly. I allow myself to be well. I do not wait for the next attack. I do not brace for impact. I live freely and fully. That declaration may feel simple, but it breaks subconscious vigilance. Witchcraft sickness loves hyper-awareness. It wants you scanning your body constantly. Peace confuses it. Now let's talk about spiritual backlash, because some of you will experience it. When witchcraft sickness is broken, there is sometimes a final attempt to intimidate. Sudden thoughts, brief sensations, random memories of pain, whispers of a what if it comes back. This does not mean it is returning. It means the system that depended on your fear is collapsing. Do not respond emotionally. Emotional reaction is attention. Attention is oxygen. Instead, respond with calm dismissal. You say, I recognize this and I reject it. This has no power, no future, and no permission. Then you move on with your day. No analysis, no spiraling. Authority does not argue. Some of you may notice changes in your environment after this healing begins. People acting strange, certain conversations becoming tense, old conflicts resurfacing. This is not coincidence. When you stop carrying sickness, you stop carrying burdens that were never yours. Sometimes people unconsciously relied on your weakness to feel strong, needed, or relevant. Your healing shifts dynamics. That is not your problem. That is adjustment. Do not shrink to keep others comfortable. Do not downplay your recovery. Light exposes imbalance. Now let me address ancestral sickness. This is deep, but important. Some witchcraft sickness is passed down, not biologically, but spiritually. Patterns of pain, early death, chronic illness, mental instability, repeated diagnoses across generations. When something repeats without clear cause, it is not coincidence. It is inheritance. But inheritance can be rejected, and this is where you become the breaker. Speak this with conviction. I am the interrupter. What ended others ends with me. I cut every inherited sickness, every ancestral affliction, every repeated pattern now. It does not pass through me. It does not continue through my bloodline. It stops here. This prayer does not dishonor your family. It heals it. Someone had to stand up eventually. That someone is you. Now understand this. Witchcraft sickness often loses power in stages. First fear breaks, then symptoms weaken, then the identity attached to sickness dissolves. Some people secretly fear losing the sickness because it became part of who they are. It explained their limits. It justified their withdrawal. It gave them a story. But you are more than what hurt you. You are not of the sick one. You are not of the fragile one. You are not of the strong one who suffers quietly. You are whole. Say this clearly. I release the identity of sickness. I do not need pain to prove strength. I do not need suffering to justify rest. I am complete. As this identity shifts, you may feel lighter but also strangely exposed. That is normal. You are stepping into a version of yourself that has more capacity, more responsibility, more life. Do not rush to fill it with noise. Let it settle. Now, one of the strongest protections against witchcraft sickness returning is consistency, not intensity. You do not need to repeat these prayers in fear every day. That reinforces insecurity. Instead, you maintain alignment through calm awareness, healthy boundaries, and intentional rest. Your life becomes inhospitable to attack. You rest without guilt. You say no without explanation. You protect your sleep. You stop oversharing with people who don't celebrate your growth. You trust your intuition when something feels off. These are not personality traits. These are defenses. Let me say something clearly. Not every sickness is witchcraft, and not every discomfort is an attack. Do not become paranoid. Paranoia is another form of bondage. Wisdom is calm. Discernment is quiet. When you are aligned, you don't need to label everything. What doesn't belong simply can't stay. Right now, I want you to place a hand on your body wherever you feel led. Not because there is pain there, but because touch grounds intention. And say this body is safe. This body is mine. This body is free. Let those words sink in. If at any point in the future you feel a familiar sensation try to return, you do not start over. You do not panic. You simply remind it that it has already been defeated. Victory does not expire. This is Shadow Warefare, and this channel exists to remind you that you are not crazy, you are not imagining things, and you are not alone in battles others cannot see. You are stronger than what tried to break you, and wiser than what tried to deceive you. We are not finished yet. As we come to the end of this message, I want you to pause for a moment and recognize something important. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still listening. Whatever tried to weaken you did not succeed. Whatever tried to silence you failed. Whatever tried to drain you has been exposed. This alone is proof that your life carries weight, meaning, and resistance in the unseen realm. You were never meant to live managing pain, negotiating with sickness, or shrinking your destiny to survive. You were meant to live clear, strong, and whole. What you receive today is not hype. It is not temporary relief. It is a shift in position. When position changes, outcomes follow. From this moment forward, you do not identify as someone under attack. You identify as someone who overcame. You don't wait for symptoms to decide how you feel. You don't wait for fear to give you permission to rest. You move forward knowing that what was broken stays broken. If this message spoke to you, if something lifted, clicked, or released while you were listening, do not ignore that. Acknowledge it. Seal it. Gratitude locks in victory. Even a quiet thank you is powerful. Now hear this clearly. Shadow Warefare is not just a channel. It is a gathering place for people who are done fighting invisible battles alone. If this message helped you, then someone else needs it too. Someone is suffering silently, questioning themselves, losing hope, thinking they're imagining things. You sharing this may be the confirmation they've been praying for. So here is your action. Like this video, not for the algorithm, but as a declaration that you choose awareness over silence. Subscribe to Shadow Warefare so you stay equipped, not surprised. Turn on notifications because battles don't schedule themselves, and preparation matters. And most importantly, share this message with someone you know is struggling in ways they can't explain. If you feel led, leave a comment. You don't need to explain everything. Even a simple "I received this" or "Hey, claim freedom" is enough. Your words may strengthen someone else more than you realize. Remember this going forward. Darkness depends on secrecy. Light spreads through testimony. Your healing is not meant to be hidden. This is Shadow Warefare. Stay awake. Stay grounded. Stay protected. And never forget, you are stronger than what tried to break you.